right in the heart of soul.
Society didn't get better. This is more of the social part of this whole dynamic. So it was like implied back in the day that using the men are providers, women are nurturers concept that, mothers generally make better parents. And people went with that, if you're raised by your mom, you're going to be a better human being type of thing. And the courts went with that. The school system went with that idea. Well, to me, it was somewhat of a social experiment, but it is what it is. Now, you know, we're in 2025 and it didn't turn out the way people thought. And this is what I mean. Society didn't get smarter. Society didn't get isn't well mannered, didn't have better manners. Society isn't as disciplined. The society didn't get stronger. The society didn't get more innovative. It's been a total opposite of what people thought. And the issue becomes society started to change toward this dynamic. As a father, you started seeing more people go, I'm not really feeling this situation now. We live in an era where people assumed in prior years that, like I said, mothers was the nurturers, and because the school system was predominantly female, because you have a two for one. Like, so they're gonna get a overwhelming female influence at home, and they're gonna get an overwhelming female influence in their education, and all of the concept of we're gonna have a better world with better people totally fell flat on its face, to the point where now you have a teacher shortage because teachers are quitting because the students are misbehaving, bad manners, not good students, not that bright, um, violent, and the school system is on the kid's side. So in essence, teachers have become the educational version of the bad dad trope. So you can do anything to them with no consequence because, hey, you're just whatever, in a sense. So society started has changed because society isn't feeling it. The family structure that went from nuclear family, to extended family, and what you see predominantly, what happens in these situations is a single mother household and a single mother's family. That dynamic, it hasn't gotten any better because what wound up happening was now you have a group of people who are basically, you know, turning on each other because they were once each other's support system, and what wound up happening was they took advantage of each other. So now you're not paying grandma to watch the kids, you're just dropping the kids off. You're not paying your brother and sister to look after your kids or raise your kids, you're just dropping them off. There's no respect for the help that was given to these kids, to the point where even, the family, the custodial family, abandons those kids. So now society looks at it differently. Um, even though the police, you know, they're on the side of the woman in the court proceedings and all that stuff. But after the court is over, and sometimes during it, it's like, oh, here we go again. You and your bad kid that you can't raise. Like, now I got to come here and check your kid. And it's like, they got tired of that too. You were supposed to be the better parent. Why do you have to call the police on a child? You get them, you get my point? So society isn't better because of this. The only people who benefited from this situation is the court system and the mothers. You have a, we would call an epidemic, in a sense of kids going to college and leaving college and not being able to take care of themselves and moving back in with mom. You don't get functional adults out of this idea that they once had. So now when people become adults, now you have that issue where I can't make it on my own. So now society is looking at it, the system looks at it one way and society looks at it another way. They used to be kind of joined at the hip, kind of, you know, complicit. You know, we'll all look out for you. The courts will look out, the school will look out, you know, the child protective services and the police will look out, the family will look out, and it all disintegrated because the kids got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So now we have an issue. Then you add into it the stereotypes of, you know, a mother would never say this, a mother would never do that. You add all of that into it, and in comes social media when you're seeing, you know, mothers being provocative in front of their kids. You're seeing mothers tell stories of the things that they've done to their kids in front of their kids that is just that are just out of pocket. You've seen mothers beat infants, you know, literally beat infants and put them on doorsteps. You know, I don't want the baby, and it's like, okay, you know, you've seen mothers kill their kids. I hate to say that, but that's what it is. You know, you've seen mothers cut their daughter's hair off because dad got their daughter's hair done, or mom called the police on dad for getting his son a haircut. Like you've seen a lot of egregious behavior. You've seen mothers go to the father's house and bust the windows and ram into the car, you know, and try to break into the house and try to run him over with a car. You've seen this type of stuff over and over and over and over again, to the point where it's normalized. You've seen, you know, the stories, a mother stabbing the father because she didn't get the gift that she wanted for a birthday. Like you've seen weird things. So now society is looking at it differently because, like, okay, we got problems now. You know, you've seen to the point you've seen moms in social media, you know, even in TV and movie depictions, um, let their kid get abused by their new boyfriend, or choose their boyfriend over their child. You know, leaving kids in hot cars, leaving kids in cold cars, you know, leaving kids in a car while they go to the nightclub. You've seen a lot of crazy stuff. So, and you've seen a lot of, you know, mothers sabotage their kids, disrespect their kids for really no reason. And it's all on social media. So now it's like, what exactly are we doing as a society now? Because this didn't work out any better. We thought this idea was going to say, you put mom in the driver's seat and you get a great society, and you got the complete opposite. So the system is one thing, but the society has a whole different aspect. And there's a lot of character issues that go in some of these topics. So that's what we're getting into in some of these videos. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna tell you.